Okay.
Hi, I'm your student. My name is Romina Villarreal. My PeopleSoft number is 1530727. This is my friend Jen.
Hi.
She's an engineer and a dumbass. So, for the prisoner's dilemma, it's a game. So imagine you have two prisoners, and they were caught doing a crime. And they're both being interrogated by the police in separate rooms. And they have this option. They can either stay quiet or rat on the other guy. They tell on him and say he did everything. It was all his idea.
Mm-hmm.
Say one of the prisoners was to stay quiet, and the other one, second prisoner, was to rat him out. The one who'd stay quiet would get 10 years in prison, while the one who ratted him out would get 0 years. And you can see that right here. I have the graph on screen. So he rats out player 2, and he keeps quiet. He ends up getting only 10 years, while the other one gets 0 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if they both stay quiet, they collectively get 4 years, 2 years each.
Mm-hmm.
And if they both rat each other out and they both decide not to stay quiet, they both get 7 years, which is 14 years collectively. Mm-hmm. So the whole point of this is to show how your selfishness overall, when thinking of yourself from a political standpoint, is actually kind of bad as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking about yourself in the moment while the other person is selfless benefits you, but it puts them in the rudder.
Mm-hmm.
But if you both think of just yourselves, it ends up putting both of you in the rudder. Like, worse off than it would have been if one of you stayed quiet. But if both of you stay quiet, it's the best for everyone because you were thinking about the other person.
Okay.
In a way, it's to show how government branches out in a smaller scale through the way of the game. Like, if everyone in a government were to just think of themselves while decision making and not of the other persons that it would affect, then in the long run, it would be negative for everyone.
Okay.
And the same goes for the other party, too.
Okay. And then so what you're saying is the government needs to think of everybody else?
For the most part, yeah, but it doesn't work out that way always.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another example that they use for this, and it's the example of, like, overfishing. So say all the fishermen are out there overfishing currently, but in the years to come, we'll have no fish. And the populations will go extinct. So by currently thinking only of themselves, it's going to be negative for future generations.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Don't be a selfish dumbass.
Okay.
So say if we were both to get caught by the cops doing something illegal, I don't know, climbing a building, because I really want to do that.
Okay.
Graffitiing, I don't know, something. We murdered a person.
Okay.
And we got caught by the cops.
Way to go to the extreme here.
We never can see me.
This is not confessing to anything. This is all hypothetical.
What? And we both got
I
caught.
hope.
And we were
It's
both
hypothetical on my side.
placed in separate rooms. What would you do?
Keep my mouth shut.
What if I didn't keep my mouth shut? What would you do then? But you have no way of knowing if I kept my mouth shut or didn't keep my mouth shut.
I'd still keep my mouth shut. I didn't know you're smart enough to keep your mouth shut.
Anyways, we killed this man.
Okay.
And we both get caught.
Okay.
You don't know if I'm gonna keep quiet or rat you out. And I don't know if you're gonna keep quiet or rat me out. So, if I keep quiet, what would you do?
If you keep quiet?
If I keep quiet. If I keep quiet, what would be in your best interest to do?
Keep quiet.
But what if I rat you out?
Then I'll rat you out.
'Cause then,
if I know.
If you know. But, you don't know. And this brings up another issue. And there was a study done where multiple people were put through playing this game. And, over time, the uncertainty of what the other person was going to say caused people to immediately rat out the other person. Because In a way, them personally would be less affected, but as a whole, it ended up being negative because collectively the 14 years. But they ended up riding out because it was better than 10 years. 7 years is better than 10 years. So there was that. What would be for the two prisoners, what would be the best decision for them to make?
So both not say anything.
The worst decision?
Just say something.
Okay, and what would be a way to make sure that they both not say something? That they both keep quiet? Can you think? Beforehand? I mean, yeah, but then there's still the
talk
uncertainty.
Talk about it beforehand. Trust each other. It's mainly a trust thing.
It is a trust thing, but there is no trust in this fucking world.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, everybody's, like, out for their own benefit. But if we were all out for each other's benefit, then it would benefit everybody else.
I mean, yeah. Okay, say those two prisoners were in the mob, what would they do?
In the what?
In the mob?
In the mob, do whatever the boss tells them to do.
Exactly. What'll happen if there wasn't a boss?
They decide who's... The whole group decides.
Okay.
Like, it's a hierarchy thing.
This is very much a hierarchy thing. So, what would the boss suggest for those two prisoners to do?
One of them take the fall.
Or... Okay. What happens to rats in the mob?
Oh, they get shot.
Yeah. What happens to people who talk to the cops in the mob?
They get shot. Unless it's, like, intentional.
Who orders them to get shot?
The head, the boss.
And in a way, the boss is he's a form of government.
Just him himself?
I mean, I'm sure there's
the whole system
is a form of government.
Form of government.
But he's like the leader.
Yeah.
But still, he's a form of government that sets rules so that everyone's self-interest is looking out for each other. And that's like one of the only solutions to this dilemma.
Is to what? Look out for each
is to have a set of rules in place by a government that enforces them. It's the person on top. He makes the rules for everybody, even the enforcers. So he overall is the supreme leader. In a way, he's kind of like a dictator, but not as extreme, because we don't want a dictatorship. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So it just
you're saying we should have a dictatorship?
No, the fuck. But the Don is something that you call the agenda setter. Because if everyone has the power to make their own choices, it's just going to be a fucking circle of stupidity.
You have to have one person to say yes or no, but you also have to take in consideration other people.
They do, yeah. Okay, so who keeps people from making stupid decisions and thinking only about themselves?
The government. The government.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying here.
What would happen if there wasn't a government?
Communism.
That would be too much government.
Chaos. Nuclear war. I don't know how extreme you want me to go here. Oh, God.
You can make me do that. If there wasn't a government, everyone would think about themselves, and yes, there would be chaos. For the best outcome in the prisoner's dilemma, the best decision for both prisoners would be to
keep their mouth shut.
Yeah. The worst decision would be to
talk.
For both of them?
Yes.
Yeah. How do we keep them keeping their mouth shut?
Government.
What does the government do to make them keep their mouth shut?
Set of rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Constitution, bitch. We're done here. She learned it.